let's start the trial. Woo! How many bullets are there? Okay, I only have 16. Okay. So something had to have happened in the pool, but what? What is... Oh, no. Oh, shit. Oh, no. I think I know what happened. No! Oh, fuck. Okay. No, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. No, I think I know what happened. Oh, fuck. No, I'm good. I think I know what happened. Oh, fuck. I think I figured it out. Oh, damn it. Oh, that's so fucked up. Oh, but that's so good for later parts. That's gonna make the later chapters so interesting if I'm right on this. Holy fuck. If they go this route. Oh, it's only gonna take an hour or two, so it should be fine. Oh. Yeah, let's just skip the rules. Oh, that sucks. Was this place always this huge? It's probably because there's a lot less of us now. Right, 5 have already died. There's only 11 left. They all left us, one by one. Everyone, we're just starting here, so let's put away our negative thoughts for now. If we don't get a hold of ourselves, we could be very well following the footsteps of those 5. He's right. We need to only focus on finding the culprit. Yeah, about that, I really have no idea this time. Can we really solve the case this time? It's alright. We have Kanade. She did most of the heavy lifting last time, so for this case... What if Kanade's the culprit? Then I guess it would be the end for us. There you go, Roha. There's the positivity we need. What happened to your go happy state, Roha? Because Kokoro's already dead, and if it weren't for Kanade last time, we'd all be dead. If that Kanade's our enemy, that means we have no brains on our side anymore. God damn it, Roha. Roha, don't be so sure of that until the very end. Don't give up just yet on us, alright? Even if each of us aren't perfect on our own, that's why the trial exists, for us to debate through this together. I couldn't have said it better myself. They say well begun is half done. And I'd say this is one of our better start-offs, so that means... Would you believe it? We're already halfway through! Shut up, Mikado. My, that lifts my spirits up. I'll do my very best in this trial as well. Shutting up is your best you can do for us, so shut it. Quiet, everyone. Shinji's right. Let's get this thing together and find out the culprit. That's what Setsuka would say if she was here, right? And our other social butterfly, Hibiki, is in, well, that state. Don't worry about Sis. She's just a bit shocked. She'll be okay in a while. Alright, let's start this thing. But as always, finding the best place to start is the hardest task. Mr. and Mrs. Culprit, please raise your hand. Aroha, just stop. I know you're trying, Aroha. I love you, but please, that's not gonna work. Please just, no. Aroha, please. I thought it was worth a try. Well, we should go over the basic outline of the case. Wait, there's something I want to clear up first. Yuki, what is it? You all read the Monochrome file, right? The file this time around is honestly very poorly written. I mean, it doesn't even show the time of death. Did it? Wait, but didn't Kokoro's case file also hide the time of death from us? That was because Kokoro's corpse is frozen, making it difficult to determine the exact time of death. In Yuri's case, it was clearly different. Except for exceptional cases, it should be given that the time of death should always be shown to us. Monochrome, care to explain this? My, am I the one at fault again? You're clearly hiding important information that is crucial for us to figure out what's going on in this case. Yurika, please, there's no need for such harsh words. The Monochrome files aren't your gaming walkthroughs. Sometimes we are forced to leave some details out. What do you mean by that? Let me explain. Well, in short, it's for the fairness of the trial. There are 2 cases where the Monochrome file leaves out information.
First are cases where it is just simply impossible to include that information. The prime example being Kokoro's frozen body, making it impossible for us to find the time of death. And the other cases where the missing detail is exactly what the culprit intended. Wait, come again?
For example, let's say our culprit used some tricks so that we can't easily determine the murder weapon. But then if the monochrome file says the murder weapon is a knife, all the hard work done by the culprit would go right out the window, or to waste, no? So in these cases, we intentionally leave out information about the murder weapon. Or at least make it very vague.
What? First time I've heard of such a rule.
Because up until now, there was no need for that rule.
It's exactly as Mikado said. This case is such an example of that rule.
How's that fair? You're giving the culprit an edge. No, not entirely. If they hid the time of death, that means there was a reason to do so by the culprit. In other words, when did Setsuka actually die? We should start from there. Yeah, I know how to do non-stop debate game. Spin it. Oh, I actually get more to start. Okay. When did Setsuka die? The last time we saw Setsuka in person was during the breakfast meeting.
We found the corpse around 8 in the evening, right?
So between morning and evening. Isn't that too long of a gap?
We can't help that. There was no witness who saw Setsuka after breakfast. Between when we last saw her and the time of discovery of her death. We just have to randomly search between those timestamps.
No way to spend time. Oh, it's the Ghost House Gate records. Okay. Skip all this. Gotta go shoot Nikkei's words because he's an idiot. Obviously. Alright. Cool. Continue. No, Nikkei, perhaps we could narrow that time frame further. There was something that came to me while I was investigating. Setsuka's body was found in the ghost house, right? So by looking at the gate records, we could probably deduce something. Agreed. After all attractions in Satsuki Land require us to input our handbooks. The gate keeps track of all those records down to every minute. Wait, the gate does record timestamps, but they don't show whoever it was that entered, so we don't know which out of those records is Setsuka. No, not exactly. Just like Sora said, we can assume the time period that Setsuka died using the gate records. Kanade.
So we can assume the time range just from the gate records?
Sora, did you perhaps happen to write down the gate records? Well, yes, I did. Now we're talking. Please, everyone, take a look at this. These are the gate records of the ghost house for today. Wait,
Sora, you sure you got everything right? If you by any chance got anything wrong, we'll be going on a wild goose chase.
Don't worry, it matches with the real one. I have it perfectly memorized.
If you say so.
Since the timestamps are very crucial to this case, from now let's all refer to the 24-hour clock to avoid confusion. Now let's go over them one by one. Now the most important ones are the ones between 5:55 and 7:42. These four ID records at 7:58 are when Sora, Shinji, Yuki, and I had found the body, so we can ignore those. These.
Wait, if these are the records for the... Who's Yuruko?
Oh, wait, if these are the records for the whole day, then does that mean the first time anyone entered the ghost house today was at 5:55? Correct, and somebody else soon followed 2 minutes later. KU5P01. This was probably Setsuka. How can you tell just by the timestamps? How can you tell just by the timestamps? Oh, I see. This ID had no out records. So this must have been Setsuka, who entered the ghost house and was murdered there. Exactly. In other words, the murder couldn't have happened at any point before 5:55, where the ghost house was first used by someone. Wait, but these four records at 7:58 don't have any out records as well. Wait. Oh, yeah, they disabled the gate systems when a body is found. I almost dropped the F-bomb on you. Good at you for avoiding that in time.
I almost said...
God, Kanade, you're the best. So let's see. We can assume that the person who entered at 5:55 is the culprit. They somehow managed to call Setsuka to the ghost house and entered before her, and probably ambushed her as soon as she entered. Yep, so the time of Setsuka's death would be between 5:55 and 8 when the body was found. There's also a long period of time before anyone else entered the ghost house since Setsuka entered. The culprit probably used that time to dismember Setsuka's body. Dismember? Just thinking about it, ugh.
Wait, what? Something felt a little off just now. We received a message from Setsuka right before the parade that she had some business to attend. That was when she had gone to the ghost house to meet the culprit.
Wait, something's wrong here? What? Shouldn't you just reminded me by bringing up the chat room? Setsuka was ambushed for entering the ghost house at 5:55. Then what's up with that message she sent long after that?
Oh, you mean the one you guys told me about? The devil or whatnot?
That was around 8 8. What is it? Nothing. I just couldn't help but marvel at your stupidity, Yuruko. Okay. You really hate Yuruko, Kanade. What'd you say? Didn't we just go over this? Who cares what the screen says about whoever sent the message? Obviously, the culprit stole the handbook from Setsuka to send us that message. She's right. If you can use the fingerprints to turn the handbooks on, you can send as many fake messages as you like. Just like how Emma acted as Kokoro. Wait, there's something else that's bothering me. The culprit entered at 5:55 and Setsuka at 5:57. Who's this person that entered at 7:24 and left at 7:36? That's probably me. Kanade and Iroha should remember that, right? That was when we were searching for Setsuka in Block A. Oh, you're right. You'd gone to the ghost house.
Wait, what? Then shouldn't you have seen the culprit? What do you mean by that? I mean, think about it. The culprit entered at 5:55 and left at 7:42. If what Kanade said was true, she'd have stayed inside of the ghost house taking care of the body. So that means the culprit was in there when you entered the ghost house.
That's what I was wondering about, Nikkei. If Kanade's reasoning is true, then I should have seen the culprit. The ghost house had a blackout at that time, correct? Maybe you missed them in the darkness. There's no way that could have happened. I searched every corner, and I don't think you can miss someone even in the dark who's cutting up a whole human body. Sora, are you sure you searched everywhere? Of course, I know it was dark, but... No, not then. After the body was found, when you were investigating. The lights were definitely on, so if you searched thoroughly, you should have seen that place, right? That place? Is there any room for the culprit to hide to take care of the body? She's talking about that place in the entrance? Yeah, where is it? The folding screen! Are you talking about the folding screen near the entrance? Yup. So you're suggesting that the culprit hid behind that? Exactly. I'm sure you've all seen it, but the trail of blood in the ghost house all originates from a large pool of blood behind the folding screen. The culprit moved the folding screen from the wall to create a small room between them. With the ghost house being dark, it would be extremely difficult to figure out that there was some room behind it. That's where the culprit was cutting up Setsuka.
But there was a blackout at the ghost house. Could someone really perform such a delicate process in a dark room like that?
That's not really a problem. Only 3 people, Setsuka, the culprit, and Sora, entered the ghost house. And all they had to do was finish the job before 7:23 when Sora entered the ghost house. That would also explain the fireplace being put out. It doesn't contradict with our parade schedule. Could someone sort this out for me? I have no idea what's going on. It's simple. The person who entered at 5:55 and left at 7:42, that person is the culprit. So we should ask for everyone's alibi at that time. People who don't have an alibi would be... Well, we first have to exclude the people that watched the parade. The parade started at 6 and ended a little over 7 after all. And who are those people? Me, Yuki, Yuruko, Shinji, and Kanade. And Nikkei. Nikkei? I thought you said you were going to act alone.
I was there for article experience. I didn't expect them to be there. And don't try to divide us into separate teams. This is not a time for personal feelings to get involved.
Wait, you forgot me! Roha, but you weren't with us at the parade. Well, she did meet up with us right after the parade had ended, so she does have an alibi. The culprit left the ghost house at 7:42, so she couldn't have been the culprit. Thank goodness! So the ones who weren't there are Mikado, Teruya, Siobai, and Sis. So the culprit is amongst these 4.
Well, then we don't even have to think about this. It's either Mikado or Seobai.
Wait, we do have to think thoroughly about this, bro. Please don't recklessly act by your emotions.
What? Yuki, did you call me reckless? You are definitely right. I shouldn't act by my emotions.
Alright, enough chit-chat over there. You four, one by one, tell us what you were doing between 5:55 and 7:42. Mikado, Teruya, Seobai, and Hibiki. True that these four without any alibis are the most suspicious here. Let's hear what they have to say. Yeah, I already know about non-stop debate. What were you four doing then? I was raising my MP in my room.
We're serious here, you scum.
I was at the mart doing my item checkup. I don't have any proof though. Sis, where were you all day? I don't know, I really don't. I didn't go anywhere today.
Seobai, it's your turn.
Library, reading books. Well, he's not sleeping for once. Nice reasoning. There's definitely a suspicious part out of these four. Let's see someone here that's lying. Let's go over them one by one. Nope, you did. Hibiki, wait, so you're telling me that you didn't go anywhere today? Then how do you explain the existence of a witness seeing you enter the ghost house? What? Iroha said she saw you there, right, Iroha? Oh yeah, I saw her a little before 6, as I was going to the Mirror Mansion after receiving a message from Setsuka. Wait, 5:55? That message was the timestamp on the gate. That was when I saw her, I'm sure of it. What? Hibiki entered the ghost house at 5:55? Are you sure about that, Iroha? I'm positive. It was definitely Hibiki. She wandered about until finally entering that place. What are you talking about? I never entered there. I never went there. She's crying. Perhaps Iroha mistook someone else for Hibiki? She is an idiot, after all. I don't want to hear that from the likes of you. Iroha's account has some validity, though. Part of her account was already told to us by her even before the crime happened. That she was supposed to meet with Setsuka at the Mirror Mansion at 6.
Considering both from a location and time standpoint, it does sound persuasive.
Then, does this mean...
Hibiki's the culprit.
Yeah, why am I the culprit? No, I'm not. I don't remember anything. I just can't recall anything. I'm scared. Suka, help me. Sis, wake up. Setsuka's not here anymore. I know I'm the one who caused this, but maybe we should think about this a bit more. Hibiki's been tired ever since yesterday's motive reveal. To make things worse, Setsuka is no longer with us to comfort her. I'm not saying that my account is false, but the trial has just started. I can't help but feel bad for Hibiki. Got a point, but you can't deceive the gate records. The crime did happen in the ghost house. By the gate records, the person who entered at 5:55 is the culprit. And Hibiki is that person. Hibiki, if you're really innocent, answer us. What were you doing at that time? I don't know. I can't remember. I just can't. My. Seems like we have a total babality on our hands.
Well, I think we're pretty much done here. As Yuki said, the gate records are decisive evidence. She probably didn't expect her trails to be caught by the gate records. There's no doubt that she's the culprit. But don't you think she's acting a bit weird if she's the culprit?
Kanade, what do you think about this? She's your family. Do you think she's the culprit? To be honest, I figured this would happen since the investigation. What do you mean? Sis was always like that. The more she is cornered, the more she reverts back to her childlike manner. And if that was brought to its extreme, she loses her memory. What kind of nonsense is that? It's something that I only knew when her puppy that she raised when she was young died, when her best friend was severely injured after falling down the stairs,
and some of the melody rhythm staff went missing. And so it repeats today as well. You all saw it, right? Sis being frozen like a lifeless puppet. I suspected this from her amnesiac state back at the trial entrance. I don't know anything! In other words, Hibiki did indeed murder Setsuka, but she herself doesn't recall it. That is indeed a possibility. Doesn't all this sound too unrealistic?
Does sound like nonsense, but Hibiki's state ever since yesterday's motive reveal was extremely unnatural. It might actually be true. Wait, Kanade, isn't that a contradiction? Hibiki being mentally unstable, killing the only person who was keeping her sane. It doesn't make sense.
If Sis really is the culprit, then I might have an idea on why she killed Setsuka. Why is that? Each of Setsuka's body parts were laid on each pillar at the altar, right? Did anyone take a glance at the signpost in front of the altar? Sacrifice your precious one, then the devil will be incarnated in front of you to grant your wishes. Or something along those lines? You don't say. Yep, Setsuka was someone precious to Sis. She killed and butchered Setsuka, all to grant her wish. Eek! What kind of nonsense is that? It's just a made-up gimmick of an attraction. You're telling me she actually believed that? She wasn't herself the moment she saw the motive video. She was an idiot to begin with, but she was driven to a state where she couldn't tell apart fiction from reality.
What kind of wish could it have been? She wanted it so badly, even if it cost her her precious friend.
Our parents had died.
What?
I know this because our motive videos have been the exact same. Our parents have been ambushed and killed. That was our motive video.
Yours was like mine.
Then Hibiki wanted to save her parents? Hibiki in her weakened mind might have tried to grant her wish through sacrificing Setsuka, a precious friend to her. The trial hasn't ended yet, nor has the culprit been confirmed, but I at least know what my sister is like, and this is all based on that. Whatever happened, the fact that my sister's the most suspicious one here is inevitably true. I want to go home. I had enough. Mom, Dad, Suka, help me. No, I don't want this.
She broke down.
Kanade, do something. We can't do anything right now if she's like that. Try to console her like you usually do. It's useless. Nothing would calm Sis down now. And at this point, it's almost been confirmed that she's the culprit. How can you be so calm about this? She's your family. I mean, I can't help it. She tried to survive and escape this place alone. Poor little Sis. I feel so bad for you.
So adorable. Oh no, she's freaky. Oh, Kanata, you're a little freak. I made a joke about it, but you are actually like a freak. Kanata, you are actually just a freak.
So adorable. Huh? Hibiki, don't just cry over there and say something. Did she really kill Setsuka? Try to remember. I don't know, I want to go home.
Yaruko, I'll try to talk with her.
Sora, is Hibiki really the culprit? Even if the gate records were decisive evidence, is it enough to decide the culprit on its own? She really is the culprit. There must be something more than this. She'll present that to her, memoryless or not, so that truth that anyone can accept will surface.
Oh, we're doing this already? Okay.
Alright.
You gotta terminate talk shooting, okay. Oh god, there's 3. Oh god, they're doing 3s now. Oh shit. Alright. First one down. Oh my god, stop. Oh, too much. Okay, too much. Too many words. Okay, Yubiki, you gotta stop.
Okay. I gotta be close to the final phase, right? There we go. There goes the bike.
Oh my god, these are going fast now. Okay. Hibiki, you gotta stop. Hibiki, please.
Okay. This is it. Dropped hairpin at the ghost house.
Oh, that was not needed. Okay, that was kind of gross. All right, that was kind of gross finale one. Oh, I did not like that one. Ew. All right, that was kind of gross. Like, why?
Hibiki, there's decisive evidence that you went to the ghost house. When the announcement for the class trial was made, I found and returned your hairpin that was dropped on the ground. You're not going to say that you don't even remember that as well, right? What are you talking about, Sora? Hibiki's hairpin was dropped on the ground at the altar. At that time, I didn't think much of it and returned it to her immediately. Wait, what? Sora, you found Sis's hairpin at the ghost house? Oh, I see. Sora was the one who tied Hibiki's hair back up during the investigation. Wait, that's crucial evidence. Why didn't you mention this before? I didn't think she'd be the culprit at that time. I just thought that she had dropped it somehow right then and there. Hibiki's hair was untied when Setsuka's body was found, right? But the Hibiki I saw entering the ghost house at 5:55, she had her hair tied up.
So that would mean she got her hair untied doing some business in the ghost house?
Wait, but how could she have not noticed her hair being untied? This all feels too forced for the culprit to leave her belongings so easy to find at the crime scene.
Too forced? Are you implying that someone might have tried to frame Hibiki?
I agree that this result is a bit sloppy, too many unanswered questions, but forced or not, there is an undeniable truth here. That this hairpin was dropped at some point in the ghost house, that my sister had entered the ghost house today. Memoryless or not, she definitely entered that place. But according to the gate records and excluding Setsuka and Sora, there's only one person who entered the ghost house, and that person is the culprit. Thanks to Roha's account, we have proved that Sis entered the ghost house. The hairpin evidence confirms this. That is quite undeniable indeed. I don't know, I really don't remember anything. Anyone, please help. Right, Kanade's here for me. Kanade, help. I only have Kanade. Kanade's always by my side. Kanade, help. Wake up, Hibiki. No one's at your side right now. Eek! There's no mom or dad, no Suka or whatever. There's nobody to help you right now. Stop being such a crybaby and admit it. There's too much evidence pointing to you as the culprit. Kanade, I don't want to do this either, sis. With the hairpin and everything, even I can't cover for you anymore. You killed Setsuka. Me? I killed Suka? Why? Did I really? In those words, are you admitting that you did it? If what Kanade said is true, Hibiki should have no memory of that. That's why she's acting like this. If we could explain what happened in this case with reason, maybe she'd be able to remember her crimes and admit to it. Why, if that's true, then Hibiki herself doesn't even know what she did. Can we really vote someone with that much uncertainty? The class trial should be run with the given evidence as the basis. The suspect pointed by evidence logically refutes. There's no contradiction in that. We would need to find another possibility. But Sis didn't refute anything. There's really no other evidence to prove her innocence either. I might have killed her. Eh? I don't have any memory ever since this morning. Maybe with the motive and all, I might have killed Suka, like Kanade said. No. I think this trial is going to have a really fucked up conclusion, and here's my guess, right? I didn't want to say it until now, but my thought process is that Hibiki is actually the killer, and Kanade's covering for her. And Kanade did most of the maneuvering, and Hibiki was the actual killer. And Kanade's trying to cover that up. That's my thought process. That's my thought process on it, but I don't know if that's true. I'm just like saying my thought process aloud right now. Is this... That would be a really good way to end it. That would be a really sick way to have this trial go. I guess this is the end, right? Well, this feels like it ended too quickly. Do such horrible things to Setsuka only to get caught this easily just by the gate records?
Well, Kanade is smart after all. She did single-handedly solve the last trial as well.
Well, that was easier than I expected. Why'd you do it, sis? Why would you kill someone? Is it really because you wanted to grant some wish? I don't know, Kanade. What should I do? I'm scared. I can't remember anything. Am I going to die? Is this really the end? From the investigation, I expected this case to be much tougher. But she got caught already? I feel like I should object. There's too much evidence backing her into a corner that I don't know what to say.
Is it already over?
Wait, we should think this through once more. I think Hibiki's the culprit. I just want to get out of this place. This is too much. I don't know about that. I do agree that Hibiki is almost certainly the culprit. But this ended too abruptly.
Well, seems like you're unsure about this. I'll ask you once more. Have you chosen Hibiki as the culprit? Can I take this silence as a yes?
Well, what am I to do then? Hibiki herself admitted it.
I don't know what to do anymore. Let's just end this. Very well. I feel as exhausted as you do, but I guess this is one way to end this. Now then, everyone, vote for the culprit with the switch in front of you. Will that answer be the truth or not? Woohoo, now.
Oh, my turn. My turn. Unbelievable. How the hell did you guys even survive 2 of these? Shut up and listen to me. I'm running this trial now. I need more than 9 lives if I left this up to you. Oh, Siobai's coming in. Yeah, I know how to do a logic refresh.
Siobai's actually like, you idiots, I'm gonna solve it for you.
He's just insulting everyone. Alright. No. I don't know what he said. Fuck, I wasn't paying attention to his dialogue. Fuck. It's gotta be an unknown plastic bag, right? I didn't hear what he said, dude. What was he saying? I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't actually reading what he was saying. I've done mysteries. Let's end this all. Oh, okay. Amiga brain cells evaluate last trial. Did you say it yourselves? Placed by. Oh. Poolgate records. Okay.
Why don't you take one for the team and kill yourself? You're a waste of oxygen. Holy shit. Okay. Okay, Siobai. Alright.
What is up with you? Always carried by us, and now you're suddenly here to run things?
Careful, he might be trying to distract us.
The Poolgate records. Sora? Wait, the reason we focused on the ghost house was because Setsuka's dead body was found there. And the gate records had an ID without an out record, right?
So?
There's another attraction with an ID that has no out records. Eh? Really? It's the pool. Everyone, please look at this. These are the Poolgate records for today that I've taken notes of. Huh?
Huh?
Huh, you're right. The person who entered at 5:24 has no out record. What's going... Is the case?
What's going on?
That's weird. There was no one there when I went there. Oh, so the person that entered at 7:10 and left at 7:15 was you when we were searching for Setsuka, right? Yeah, I went straight to the pool as soon as I entered Block C. But according to these records, shouldn't there have been someone when I investigated there? But I don't remember seeing anybody. Well, there was an ID without an out record at the ghost house, even when I didn't find anyone at the ghost house, remember? There could have been a hidden space in the pool like the ghost house, or... Anyways, it's true that the pool also has an ID without an out record. This is something we shouldn't just gloss over. Sorry, I knew it was suspicious, but Hibiki's reaction was so convincing that I... Ha, so you knew about this. Have you lost your mind? You knew this and let these idiots choose that brat as a culprit? Say the same about you. Why are you suddenly helping us? She's right, you always made fun of us. You know, I'm a guy who tries to live his life as efficiently as possible. Can't allow any damages or any loss of resources with every action. If a problem can be solved without my effort, why even bother? Look what happened here when I left this in your hands. We're about to fail the trial, and you're going to cost me my life. All my efficient philosophies are worthless when I'm dead, right? My own life is more important than any.
So what? How can we believe you?
Shinji, wait. Let's just let him do whatever he wants to do. Are you sure we'll be alright? Siobai is the literal definition of self-centered. He only cares about himself. For him to act like this probably means that we're wrong. To be honest, I felt that something was wrong even before Siobai brought it up. Siobai, by us failing the trial, are you implying that Hibiki's not actually the culprit? Of course. Why the hell would I be talking like this if I wasn't? Be grateful. You were all just saved from certain doom. But don't worry, you can all pay up big time after this is over. What's up with that attitude? You think you're smart? Arcanine is much smarter than you. And the smartest girl here didn't even check the gate records of the other attractions? And we're even more fucked than I thought. Pool gate records? Of course I checked them. And you didn't object to all this? Whether the pool has an out record or not, the body was still found in the ghost house. Isn't it natural procedure to focus on the crime scene where the body was found?
That reminds me.
What?
I'm terribly sorry for interrupting, but I mentioned this to Sora, right? That the pool today was closed during the daytime. Does that have anything to do with...
What do you mean by that, bro?
Well, around 12 in the daytime or so, I went to the pool to take a break and work myself out. But it was sanitation time, so I ended up just coming back empty-handed.
Pool sanitation time?
There was a small sign in front of it. It said not to enter, and if you did, you would be punished by the school rules.
Wait, I never heard about that.
I guess I forgot to mention this, but the pool in Satsuka Land goes into sanitation once in every week. During this time, all the water in the pool is drained. There are a lot of chemicals involved, so we keep everyone out. If I don't mention violating the rule part, someone might just barge in and get in danger.
Well, I guess no one would risk their lives standing there.
But that's most confusing. I recall that today was not the day for pool sanitation. I shouldn't say this. A teacher should stay out of a class trial.
What's that means there was a picket even though it wasn't pool sanitation time? Now do you get it? That was put there by the culprit. Why do such a thing? Simple. They had some very important business in the pool that required nobody coming in. In other words, Satsuka didn't die at the ghost house, but rather at the pool.
Is that what you're trying to say, Siobai?
Yeah. You were all wrong, and that girl's been spouting nonsense. Siobai, wait. I understand that the pool also had an ID without an out record, but that alone doesn't disprove that the ghost house isn't a possible place where Satsuka died. What do you mean?
He's saying that Satsuka could have died in either place, but Satsuka couldn't have been in two different places at the same time.
Shut up. I'm going to explain why the murder couldn't have happened inside the ghost house. You, albino, pull out the gate records of the ghost house again.
Don't order me around, though I will show you the records.
So by your little theory, the person who went out at 5:57 is Satsuka Chiebakuro, right? Because only that ID has no out record. And the win, whoever entered at 5:55 and left at 7:42 is the culprit. That would mean that at least up until 5:57, Satsuka Chiebakuro was alive. The culprit left at 7:42, so she had at most 1 hour and 45 minutes to do everything she needed to do.
What about that?
Idiots. You think that time is enough to chop up someone like that? Well, we never tried it ourselves, so let me tell you, ignorant brats, something. It's impossible. You need at least 1 more hour. Especially with a case like this. What do you mean? I looked into the corpse. The edges were trimmed off extremely clean. They didn't just cut it. They stitched it up so that the insides wouldn't flow out. Whoever it is, it wasn't their first try. It was the work of a pro amongst pros, I'd say.
As if there was such a disgusting professional amongst us. If there was, then be you. You're a criminal, right? You even stabbed Sora without hesitation on the first day here.
Well, I guess I could do it, but that's all the more reason I can guarantee this. There is no way someone can manage such a task in less than 2 hours, even for a professional. If anyone else said that, it would have sounded like nonsense. But coming from Siobai, a criminal on active duty, mind you know how to persuade someone. While I entirely agree with you, it should be tough with just a dismemberment, but the crime doesn't end there. The culprit needed to carefully put each body part on the pillar, create some room behind the folding screens, and in case someone enters, turn off all sources of light. And in fact, Sora did enter there. Turning off the lights is the final step. You can't dismember a body under no light. Since it's impossible to predict whenever who will enter, they would need to be given a lot of time before they finally turn off the lights. But doing all that in 1 hour and 45 minutes? Well, does it look possible now? So it does feel impossible, even excluding the dismemberment. Most importantly, blood traces are found, but no pieces of flesh were found in the guest house. We could have somehow taken care of the flesh parts. Hello? Have you been listening with only half an ear? I said that she had to take care of the insides. There needs to be cut off flesh lens lying somewhere around, which the ghost house didn't have. Now, if it was the pool, you could get rid of the flesh and blood just by drowning them in the drain. Killer didn't cut the body in the ghost house. Then what was up with all that blood?
Right, I thought it would be natural to have that much blood lying around if Setsuka's body was cut off in that place.
The killing didn't happen in the ghost house, and as Yuruko said, it wouldn't make sense for there to be trails of blood there. Considering its large quantity, it would be wrong to assume that it would be spilt blood from moving the body around. So that blood is...
The missing blood packs!
The blood packs. Yep. Maybe the blood isn't from Setsuka, but from the blood packs at the infirmary. The blood packs from the infirmary? But we don't have any proof that anybody used them. Well, I know. I saw them disappear. If I told this to Sora, right? All the blood packs had disappeared just this morning. It's because of Teruya's account. This is a sure possibility. Wait, you even checked the infirmary items? I believe that was this was something only I could do, so I was going to try and cover as much ground as possible.
Teruya, if you had noticed the blood packs being taken, you should have at least told us that. You really not trust us that much? Wait, did something happen between you guys?
We can talk about this later. This isn't the focus right now. What do you think, Siobai? What do you mean, what do I think? Of course that's what happened. Though I didn't expect there to be a freak here that keeps record of all that.
Poor Teruya.
There are a bunch of empty blood packs thrown away near the ghost house. All the blood in the ghost house is a fake. A small performance by the culprit. Why go through the hassle of... To divert our attention to the ghost house. Sure enough, we were all focused on the ghost house until Siobai stood up. Like Siobai said, even when we went over last time, and about the fact that the place the body was found isn't necessarily the place the person was killed. Shock factor of the scenery of the ghost house was enough for us to gloss over that. They had put that much effort into the ghost house to make us think that the ghost house was where Setsuka was killed. Means that the actual crime happened at the pool, not at the ghost house. Uh-huh. It was a trick by the culprit to make you not even think twice about any place other than the ghost house.
But to use all those blood packs, what if someone needs a blood transfer or something? There is no need to worry about that. I'll make sure to replenish the stock after the trial.
There's still more? Well, the amount of blood used was a lot less than the actual amount of blood packs taken. Call that a lot less? Let's just leave it at that for now. Maybe they miscalculated the amount of blood that needed. The important part is that the crime happened at the pool. Y'all got that part, right? Well, the only attractors that had IDs with no out records were the ghost house and the pool. We just discussed the fact that the ghost house couldn't have been the place where Setsuka died. If you guys had something called brains, maybe I wouldn't be doing this much work. When did Siobai become the MVP of this trial? That thing is smart after all, probably even more so than Kanade. So unfortunate it only uses it for selfish gains. Phew. Kanade, what's wrong? I've been listening to you all this time, but you're quite the comedian, aren't you? All these contradictions, you stick to your delusions. Well, sure, let's just assume that the ghost house wasn't the place where Setsuka died.
Whoever animated Setsuka had fun. Holy shit, she has like 20 different faces.
Then what about the pool? Are you saying that the pool is a possible place? Is it not? Sora, the pool gate records. Sorry? The pool gate records. Show them to me. Alright. We can ignore the last two records made by Yuruko when we were searching for Setsuka. Let's take a look at the ones before then. Whether it's the pool or the ghost house, there's an ID without an out record, and that's Setsuka. We're all on the same page about that, right? Then Setsuka's ID should be the one that entered at 524 NU30D2.
Yup.
If you look at the gate records here, 2 IDs entered at 8:44 and 8:45 and left at 9:22 and 9:54 respectively. In other words, there was no one at the pool between 9:54 until 12:54, and we only have one suspect left, CN9FU3, who entered at 12:54. Setsuka died at the pool. The person with this ID must be the culprit, right? Guess so. What about that? Siobai said that the ghost house wasn't a possible suspect, and there wasn't enough time for the culprit. But our suspect at the pool, CN9FU3, left only 1 minute after Setsuka had entered. What? Now a quote from your own words, Siobai. Idiots, you think that time is enough to chop up someone like that? About 2 hours? Maybe. 1 minute? Even if Setsuka died immediately upon entering, it would be impossible. By that logic, it's impossible for both the ghost house and the pool to be the crime scene? Wait, even if the pool is where Setsuka died, we found the body at the ghost house. Couldn't they just kill Setsuka at 5:24 and immediately leave with the body? I see. After all, what do gates matter to a dead body? So you're saying that the culprit somehow took care of the crime scene at the pool and left at 5:54, carrying Setsuka's dead body to the ghost house? The pool is the place, and this is the only way the culprit could have. I'm sorry to inform you, but that is also impossible.
How come?
The pool is at Block C, while the ghost house is at Block A. They're at completely opposite sides of the park. Do you think anyone could walk that distance without getting caught, carrying a dead body of all things? Per your theory, the culprit needed to leave immediately after killing Setsuka, leaving no time for cutting up the body. Then we're back at the start. Even if you somehow cheesed it and made it to the ghost house, it'll be too late if you start the dismemberment then.
Where did Setsuka die? Where did Setsuka die, and how did she end up like that?
Seems theoretically impossible. Well, I admit that my first theory was debunked by Siobai. That means we have to start from square one. No need for that. The crime is still possible, even if we assume that Setsuka Chiebukuro died in the pool. Really? Now what nonsense you on about? There is a clear contradiction here. Bullshit. It's all possible if there's an accomplice. An accomplice? Siobai, you might now know this since you were always sleeping, but accomplices cannot exist. Even if there was an accomplice who helped the real culprit, only one person can win and escape. There are no benefits to becoming an accomplice. Shut up and listen to me. Well, the older sis from the twins that you guys suspected, yeah, she's definitely not the blackened. That's for sure. But she did enter the ghost house and left the hairpin there, so it's hard to say that she isn't unrelated to this case. So you're saying that my sister's an accomplice? Hey, wait, what's that supposed to mean? You said it yourself. You don't have any memory, and you lose memory when you're in a pinch. An accomplice who helped the crime but lost the memory of doing so. Don't you think that's too good of an opportunity to miss? What are you trying to say? By my theory, the real culprit used her twin sis in their own crimes. Give her a big mental shock or two, then use her as an accomplice. As the deed is done, her memory will disappear, concealing the existence of the accomplice.
Wait, Siobai, but that raises some questions. If that's true, then the culprit needs to know the fact that Hibiki loses her memory if she receives a mental shock.
Well, duh. That's why the person who knows that is the real culprit.
Someone who knew about Hibiki's secret used her as an accomplice? Wait, the only person who readily knew that fact was Kanade. I don't want it to be Kanade, though. I feel like it's gotta still be Hibiki. The only person who already knew Hibiki's tendency to lose her memories is you, Kanade Otonokoji.
Ironic, ain't it? You're the one who revealed that fact. Congrats. You scored an own goal. Kanade Otonokoji. She's the one who did it.
Wait a minute. Kanade's the culprit?
What? You got a problem with that?
Well, not exactly, but she helped us throughout the last trial as well. By that logic, Emma also helped out during Yuri's case as well. Wait, not everything has been confirmed yet. We can't be sure whether there was an accomplice or not. Siobai, why do you think that these two are the culprit?
I mean, I know I did the trial by myself because we were about to die if I didn't. But even so, you sure keep your brains only as decorations, don't you?
The reason why Siobai is so fixed on Kanade being the culprit. Let's listen to what he has to say. Yeah, I know how to do non-stop debate, guys. I feel like it still has to be Hibiki, though. Because it's too easy to be Kanade.
Well, there are a lot of reasons to suspect. But first was the state of the corpse. The state of the corpse? The dismembered corpse, you mean? What do you think was the cause of death?
Huh? I thought it was dismemberment.
We don't know about that yet, bro. The files didn't mention the cause of death. The files said that something sharp was the murder weapon. So perhaps she was stabbed by a knife and then dismembered?
Then she'd have some traces of being stabbed on her body.
Was there none? Oh, I accidentally shot that. My bad.
Every body part was checked, yet there weren't any traces of trauma on the body.
Then how did Setsuka actually die? All right. Oh, it's not every body part, right? The abdomen is missing, right? My bad. Continue. Wait, Nikkei, did you say that we searched through every body part?
Yes, it was hard for my eyes to do it, but we managed to.
What you said just reminded me. It seems like every part was carefully laid on the altar, but that's not the truth. One part, to be precise, the abdomen was missing. Right, Siobai? What are you asking me for? The girl's right. The body is missing from the hip up to the part below the chest. It's also written in the monochrome file as well, if I recall correctly. The area around the stomach was missing.
Wait, the fact that they deliberately got rid of that part, that must mean there was some clue in the abdomen area.
Maybe they stabbed her there. They might have tried to hide the cause of death. Why? I thought there was a reason important enough for them to hide that. There was, actually. What's that? You might not know this, but the stabbing mark on a body is different depending on the hand that you use. To be short, you can determine whether the stabber is right-handed or left-handed using the marks. Really? What does it have to do with hiding the cause of death? They say that only 10% of all people are left-handed. The majority are right-handed, and I reckon that this might be the likely situation. Amongst us well. Now what if the mark indicated that a left-handed person had stabbed the missing abdomen? You're suggesting that the culprit is left-handed? Kanade, I'm asking this just in case. What hand do you usually use? My left hand. Bingo. That was amazing. Without all that, just from the missing abdomen, how in the world does your thought process work? There's one thing I would like to ask, Hyobai. How did you know that Kanade was left-handed? You did suspect her based on the fact that the culprit was left-handed, right? That girl did some performance thingy on the second island, right? In front of the shrine. The guitar she used was left-handed. You remembered that from that long ago? Wait, maybe all this time were you just pretending that you weren't interested in us? But in reality, you were? Don't make me laugh. You might be under the impression that you've finally solved the case with your incredible intellect. If we're talking about lefties, there are plenty of people here who are left-handed besides me. Like Iroha. Wait, what, me? And how did you know that I was left-handed? Wait, that doesn't matter right now. You always grip your pen with your left hand, right? How can anyone miss something that simple? And Siobai, you still haven't solved the contradiction of the gate records. You need to move the body from the pool to the ghost house in Block A somehow. Even with the inclusion of an accomplice in crime, that is still impossible. I'm so sorry, Missy, but that ain't quite the case. What? Do you really think that I'd suspect you just from the stabbing marks? This is just a conviction. It's not like the abdomen was actually found, and I had material proof of the stab wounds. Just tried to come up with a reason why the culprit had to go through the hassle of getting rid of that part. How'd you solve the contradiction of the gate records? I'll go over them now. What do you think was the actual reason this contradiction occurred from both the ghost house and the pool in the first place? No, an alive person misused her handbooks in order to go through the gate. But since Setsuka couldn't do that, she was dead. Only the inn records will get recorded.
So then when we ruled out the places without any suspicious out records, only the pool and the ghost house were left.
Think about that once more. Only a virtual ID gets saved on the gate records, right? You all assumed that idea was Setsuka's, just because it had no out records.
So what? Just tell us already.
Hasty, eh? To put it simply, all of the gate records of the attractions can be manipulated.
What? Wait. The gates already require you to use your handbooks to enter or leave. How in the world would you manipulate that?
Who said anything about using your own handbooks? Monochrome never once mentioned that you have to use your own handbook. He just simply stated that you need to use a handbook. Then that means... Yup, you can use a handbook of another person to go through the gates.
Don't lie to us. How does that make any sense?
Well, it does. I tried it.
Ah, so back when we first arrived on the third island. Oh, yeah.
Here it is. Ron just handed it to him.
So the reason you took Roja's handbook was to try that out?
Yeah. Everyone, do you know what this means?
It means that our basis of the gate records was wrong from the start. But even if what Siobai said is true, it only became harder to even impossible for us to identify who is who.
Nope. If you assume that the gate records were rigged and reverse the thinking process, the case begins to unfold. My theory is this. Setsuka Chiebakuro died at the pool. The time of death was probably around this morning.
Morning?
Give me the records again. I'll go over them one by one for you.
There hasn't been an intermission yet, but we've gone through the case so much. We've gone through so much of the case, which is confusing me. Which makes me think that there's more to this. Because we still haven't done the first aid kit. Why was the first aid kit brought there? You wouldn't need it.
As you said, Setsuka Chiebakuro went somewhere by the culprit's request, and that was the pool. Got that? If you look at the pool gate records, Setsuka Chiebakuro's ID is probably IS3JZ2. Went in at 8:45. DJ6SX7, or should I say Mr. Kanade over there, entered 1 minute ahead of her.
That would mean that Miss Little Sis left at 9:22. Only 40 minutes to spare.
And that's where the accomplice comes into play. I called out the twin sis as the accomplice, remember? 9:22 is exactly when she entered the pool, using the handbook of her little sis.
What's going on right now? I don't quite understand. Me too.
Oh, I see.
Kanade have her sis, who was waiting outside. Gave her sis, who was waiting outside, the handbook from inside. The gates only check if a human being passes through them, so objects do not matter.
The little shit was shown the corpse by the slightly littler shit. And just as we were told, she receives a mental shock and loses her sanity, becoming the best crime tool ever, an accomplice that loses her memory. After that, the littler shit left the swimming pool at 9:45, setting up the pool sign so that no one will enter.
Wait, what? I thought the out record at 9:54 was IS3JZ2. Wasn't that Setsuka? According to this theory, she would have already died at that point. Now it's been confirmed that you can use a handbook that belongs to another. There would have been Hibiki using Setsuka's handbook. What about after that?
The littler shit came back at 12:54, carrying the tools needed to dismember the corpse. She used her own handbook at this time. After spending about 5 hours cutting the body up, they both left at 5:24 and 5:25 with the body pieces. They probably got rid of that sign at that point. The little shit throws the sign over the gate at 5:24. The littler shit puts the sign back at the swimming pool and leaves at 5:25.
I love how he calls them little shit and littler shit.
Oh, I'm the only one here. That's so good. Hold on, sorry. Check in Discord real quick. I feel like it's still Hibiki. I feel like it still has to be Hibiki. Because we haven't gotten to the intermission yet. That's the thing, right? And I feel like what they're going to do here is like a Kokichi thing. So it's like, of course it's Hibiki.
Because Kanade has too much going on for her to die this early.
It's as simple as that. Here, they can use their own handbooks this time. Now, what do you think will be the end result of the gate records if we follow these steps?
To the end result? The end result, well...
Oh? Hibiki used Kanade's handbook when entering the pool, right? Since Kanade's ID already had an in record, it would show an out record. So when Hibiki left through the gates, the resulting output would have had an in record. I see. So that's how the pool had an ID without an out record. If we apply Siobai's theory, the actual reality of the pool gate records would be like this. 844 and 845, those two records here would be from Kanade and Setsuka respectively. The out record at 922 was Hibiki using Kanade's handbook to enter the pool. Oh, okay. The out record at 954 was Kanade using Setsuka's handbook to leave. She entered with her own handbook with the tools at 1254. Finally, after she dismembered the body, both she and Hibiki left at 724, 1725, and 1724 respectively. Here, even though Hibiki was already inside the pool, this was the first time she used her handbook on the gate, which resulted in an in output. Thus, the ID without an out record, NU30D2, was not Setsuka, but actually Hibiki. Okay.
That's confusing as fuck. I would not have gotten that. So, Kanade went in, Setsuka went out.
Hibiki went in, Kanade out, Kanade in, Hibiki out, Kanade out. Okay, got it. It's getting a bit complicated. Could you give a simpler explanation? Sora's explanation was simple enough. You couldn't even understand that?
Well, she is an idiot after all.
But... Wait, I get that you're assuming that the culprit used the time between 1254 and 524 to dismember the body. You would need ample time after all. But it took 3 hours for the culprit to return to the pool from 954 to 1254. Do you think that would take 3 hours for me, the culprit according to your theory, just to find the dismemberment tools? Who cares? The signpost would have kept anyone out of the pool anyway. He had loads of time to spare. Iroha, you said that you saw Hibiki enter the ghost house a bit before 6, right? That must have been at 5:55 when they arrived from the swimming pool. It must have been then that the twins moved the corpse to the ghost house. After all, the body was actually found there. But how?
Come again?
I told you this before. How would you move from block C to A without getting caught? The only thing Siobai deduced is how the gate records can be explained, and how the murder could have happened in the pool. Even he doesn't know how the body was moved, right? Definitely has a point. The corpse had the head, body, both arms, hands, legs, and the feet. 10 pieces altogether, and how would you manage to move them without getting caught? First ever record of someone entering the ghost house was 5:55, so you have Iroha as a witness. We could surely say that it was Hibiki who entered at that time. But by Siobai's theory, the culprit left the pool at 5:55, leaving only 30 minutes to move the body to the ghost house.
But now that we know there was an accomplice, it would take half the time and effort to move all the body pieces, right?
So each carries 5 total pieces. Do you really think that's possible?
I'm sorry.
Hey, they had some sort of bag that had the corpse inside. You know, the ones in movies and manga? A corpse bag. And what if someone finds you? How are you going to explain it to them? What if they open the bag or something? It really is the main problem. Forget the time constraints. You need to stealthily move the body without getting caught.
I just thought of an incredible solution.
What is it, Nikkei?
The monorail! We have the monorail that goes around each department in Satsuki Land. If they use that, it would take around 5 minutes from each department to department, and as a plus, you wouldn't be seen as well.
Oh, that's right. Monorail. Sure, you can use the monorail to move without being seen, and save time as well. Was it really possible for the culprit to use the monorails? Nikkei, I'm afraid that's impossible.
How come? It's definitely a possibility.
No, by the theory we're going with, the culprit must have moved the corpse between 5:25 and 5:55. If you see the monorail timetable, you'll quickly see that the monorails weren't active at that time.
What? Really?
Monocro did say that the monorails were only active every other hour.
is probably right. I was at Satsuki Land early for the 6 o'clock parade, but I don't recall seeing any monorails pass by.
Monorail. Yeah, that's right. Newsy, you said it. She used the monorails.
What? But didn't Sora just say that?
Shut up and listen. First, she leaves the pool at 5:25, moves the pieces to the Block C monorail station. This shouldn't take long, right? She would be moving within the same department. She then leaves the corpse there and uses Setsuka's handbook to call out Airhead Girl to the Mirror Mansion. Then the older sis moves to the ghost house in Block A to be deliberately seen entering the ghost house by the Bubblehead Girl. She did it on purpose. Why do such a thing? Probably to accuse Hibiki as a culprit in the trial. We actually did so in the beginning of the trial based on Aroha's account. Wait, why'd you all think of me when you heard Bubblehead Girl?
Poor Aroha. I mean, you are bubble-headed after Oh my god. Man, poor Aroha. She just gets ripped apart. Poor Aroha.
Mikado, why are you picking on Aroha? Why don't you pick on someone your own size, you worthless criminal? Go kill yourself!
You're my broken heart.
Would you shut up for 1 second? I'm trying to focus. Damn it. First 15:55. Or 5:55. The older sis enters the ghost house to cut the fuse, put out the fire to make the ghost house dark. Next she has to hurry, because there's another gate record only 2 minutes after she entered. Since she used Setsuka Chiebur-Kuro's handbook when she entered, she used her own when leaving the place. This way, 2 in-outputs get recorded, and she leaves no sign that she ever left the place. Y'all saw the parade together at 6, right?
I can't say it in his voice.
The littler shit goes to see while the little shit goes to the Block A monorail station. The monorail will start moving at 6, so she rides it from Block A to C. Carries the body parts back to Block A through the monorail. This way you'd be able to solve both the time and stealth issue. Amazing. Looked to be impossible at first, but now we have a clear grasp of what actually happened. And so, what next? Continue. There's not much left after this. Hide the body parts somewhere near the ghost house, and after confirming that white hair over there left at 7:36, go inside the ghost house with the body. Here you again use Setsuka Chiyobukuro's handbook at the gate. So use Setsuka's handbook when first entering the ghost house. This time the returning output would be an out record. Exactly. Everything left is simple. Set up the corpse on the altar, create a pool of blood using the blood packs. Then it's finished. The newly reformed ghost house, now with an actual corpse. Now, the ghost house gate records until this point can be summed up to this.
Oh, I see. I see. Okay. But there's more to this case.
How is it? This is a result of this case. Kanade Otonokoji is the culprit, and Hibiki Otonokoji is the evidence.
That can't be.
Honestly, if we consider Seobai's usual behavior in her account, it's hard to trust him, but it's logically sound, and his reasoning is perfect.
There has to be more to this.
Right? Because it's too easy. We've solved it all before the first thing. So how does that... Yeah. I don't know. Kanade, are you really the culprit? Did you really murder Suka? And I helped you without any knowledge of that?
No, it's not Kanade. It's too easy. It's not Kanade. It can't be Kanade. I think the game is more clever than this, and I think it's not Kanade.
What should I do? I don't know what to do. Wah. Sis, don't cry. That beardy hag is just talking nonsense. Got any rebuttals? Rebuttal? Are you really thinking to yourself that you really cracked this case? Let's get straight to the point. You're completely wrong, full of contradictions, again. And to marvel at this stupid of a theory, you all have questionable brains, don't you?
What part of it is a contradiction?
As much as this theory has holes like it's Swiss cheese, the main problem are 2 big contradictions. Seobai, you told us that after leaving the pool, we left the body at the station and used the monorail to move to the ghost house, right? And remind us, whose handbook did we use when entering the ghost house? You said it was Setsuka's. And you think that's possible? Isn't it possible? Culprit must have had her handbook ever since she was murdered. Everyone, you might be able to pass through the gates using someone else's handbooks, but only handbooks that are active are valid in this case. Ah! Siobai?
Shit, you're right. I made a mistake.
I see. Even if you have Setsuka's handbook, only Setsuka herself can turn it on.
Why does that matter? We had the same issues with Emma, but she used Kokoro's fingers.
No, bro, that was possible because Emma cut and kept Kokoro's fingers. Siobai specifically said that the culprit left the corpse at the station. According to this theory, you would never be able to turn Setsuka's handbook on at the ghost house. It takes a long time to arrive at Block A from C, even at running speed. Even if you use Setsuka's hand to turn the handbook on before you leave, it'll be turned off by the time you reach the ghost house.
You're right, as we discussed in the last trial, the touchscreen lock of the handbook's sleep mode requires the owner's fingerprints.
Wait, speaking of Emma, why didn't the culprit use the method Yuki just mentioned?
Method Yuki just mentioned? You mean cutting the fingers off and carrying them? Impossible. Setsuka's wrists were cut off. Her fingers were all fine.
I mean, you could just carry those hands to turn the handbooks on.
No, that's probably not it. Then we'd again have the problem of how to carry the body without getting caught. Even if hands are small compared to the whole body, they still have considerable size, and you're doomed.
Even Siobai is stumped. Holy shit.
If they bleed, there's too much risk at hand.
Maybe they managed to luckily carry the body without getting caught.
Really? Then let's assume that the culprit somehow solved this issue, and let's go over the next problem. Can we really go over the issue that easily? Well, actually, we have a much bigger problem here. Siobai said that the culprit hid the body parts near the ghost house to wait until Sora left the place. May I ask you where that place is? How in the world can you find a place to hide 10 body pieces? If there was a pile of body parts near the ghost house, anyone would have noticed it. It would seem unnatural if you hid it all inside a bag, but if you hide them separately, it would take time for the culprit to gather back the pieces. You're not really going to say that the culprit also managed this through luck as well, are you? Well, if you are, we have our trusty Sora. She searched every nook and cranny near the ghost house. Right, Sora? Oh yeah, searched not only the inside of the house, but also the outside as I was leaving the place. If there was a corpse hidden near the ghost house, I would have noticed it right away.
No, wait. Maybe it's not the ghost house.
Hiding it somewhere else other than the ghost house? Poor old Siobai. But we searched every other place as well. Sora and Rohan and I searched basically everywhere in Block A, so there are no options, Siobai.
Dude, who do you think I'm suspecting here? If you're saying that you, who I suspect is the culprit, searched Block A, I mean, do I really need to say more?
What do you mean?
She just had to hide the body in the place that she searched in. She's the culprit, and all she had to do was say there was nothing there.
Fufu. So, correct me if I'm wrong, Siobai. You're saying that the body was hidden at the complete opposite side of the park from the ghost house?
What?
The place I investigated was that area, the storehouse, and beyond. I hate to break it to you, little Siobai, but that's a bit too far away from the ghost house, don't you think?
You little bit.
Wait, what about that? Is there a problem with it being too far? You can't move the body around when there's everyone running about in Block A, right? The culprit must have moved the body parts at least after Sora left the ghost house, which is 7:36. According to the gate records, the culprit carried the body parts 6 minutes later at 7:42, right? Ah, so that's it. If you hide the body parts too far away from the ghost house, you wouldn't be able to retrieve them within the next 6 minutes. Sora even said that she looked outside the ghost house, so she would have stayed there at least 1 to 2 minutes after that. So we would only have about 4 to 5 minutes to move the body parts. If you want to move all 10 corpse parts within that time limit, you would have hit it somewhere close to the ghost house.
Wait, both Miss Older Sis and Younger Sis are in it together according to Siobai, right? So if they move them together...
I told you, it's impossible even for 2 people. They would have to make 2 round trips even if there was an accomplice.
But we know about the trash bags, right? So couldn't they have hidden them in the fireplace?
Even in the case that we hid it in the nearest storehouse, it's impossible to make 2 round trips within 4 minutes. Unless you have teleportation skills, that is. Teleportation? Then does that mean Mikado is...
Wait, even the rules mention that I cannot use magic in murders.
You do remember it, right? You haven't forgotten about it or me, right?
What's actually going on here?
Siobai, is there another way?
See, they're all ignoring you because you made such an idiotic comment.
I think you mean they're ignoring you. Be quiet in the peanut gallery over there. Was Yobai's theory wrong? Kanade definitely has a point there. What kind of method did the culprit actually use?
Holy shit, we're still going without an intermission.
Holy shit. It's got to be Hibiki then, right?
It's too much focus. It's too focused on Kanade that it can't be Kanade.
No.
Ooh. Ooh.
It's no use trying to think of another way. It would be impossible to move the corpse that fast. I guess Yobai's theory was wrong. Wait, that means the culprit actually managed to move the body without using the monorails. The only method to do so is to just hope for the best and not get caught.
So that's the only solution we have now. But the gate records were rigged, right? In that case, the culprit stayed inside for 2 minutes inside the ghost house between 5:55 and 5:57, so they hid the body and cut the fuse during that time.
It would still make sense, so I might have missed the corpse as it was dark inside. After all, there were no other possible time that the culprit could have caused a blackout.
This?
Alright. It's the fireplace for sure. Yeah, we know that. Oh, wait, hold on. Shit. It's gotta be that. Oh, shit. Oh, what? Is it the fireplace for that one? Oh no, I got it. Okay, I got it. I understand now. I'm getting this so wrong. Sorry. I'm stupid. Yeah, there it is. What? No? Am I that stupid? Okay. No? I'm confused. Wait, is that it? Okay, I just guessed. I'm sorry. The fuse box? I got so bad. Ugh. 45. Oof. That was rough. Nikkei, I'm afraid that would be impossible. Why? I guess that you have barely enough time, but if you move at full speed... Sora's right. 2 minutes is far from enough when you're trying to hide 10 body pieces. More importantly, the ghost house fuse box is the problem. They opened it to cut the wires, remember? That means they had to visit the innermost part of the ghost house. The fuse box is located just beside the entrance to the altar. The altar is located innermost in the ghost house. Just going to and fro would take up all the time.
Maybe there was a secret passage that only the culprit knew of. They could have hidden the body there and gained access to the fuse box as well.
Please, can someone knock some sense into him? There's no way that kind of passage would exist. The most crucial thing is, if the culprit carried the body to the ghost house, the person who saw that should have noticed it. So how is it, Aroha? Did my sister enter the ghost house holding something in her hands or not? What? Well, why are you so flustered? Well, I just didn't expect to get called. What did you say? Aroha, it seems like you're not very fond of the fact that you have your head attached to your neck. Would it kill you to please pay attention? You told us that you saw my sis entering the ghost house around 5:55. Oh! She was empty-handed. If she was holding a piece of the corpse, I would have recognized it. See? So that means we didn't transport the body directly to the ghost house. I cannot be the culprit. And as mentioned before, there are too many contradictions to suspect my sister as the culprit. I have something to inquire, Kanade. You have successfully shown us that you cannot be the culprit. But doesn't that mean you yourself admit that your first theory was wrong? Then now it's come to this. Who do you think is the actual culprit? Well... Honestly, I also need to think through this again. I was so focused on proving my innocence that I haven't come up with another theory yet. Siobai, how about you? This is the first time you've stood up in a class trial. Is there any other theory you'd provide us with?
Wait a sec. I need to clear my thoughts. I missed something. Something big.
Is this... No, it can't be. Our two brains are stumped. Please give it your all. We're all counting on you. This case is honestly so complex that even I cannot get a grasp on it. Oh, no. We're doomed. I knew we needed Kokoro. If Kokoro was here, she would have solved the case immediately. If only she hadn't been killed. Now, would you please shut up? We're all doing our best, but... I'm tired. I want to go home. Mama, Papa. Please, would someone clog her mouth or something? We have been through 2 class trials. Of course, they were difficult, and we were stumped a couple of times. This is the first time that our reasoning came to a stop completely. Culprit of this case. Who is it? How did they kill Setsuka? Even Kanade, who's the smartest out of all of us, is having a hard time coming up with a solution. A person with no special brains or talent like me would never hope to help everyone in this case. I've got it. Kanade? So that was it. Everyone, I know the culprit now.
Really?
Oh, Kanade, I knew it. I believed in you. Hooray! I need to thank Siobai for this. Without him, I would have believed without a doubt that my sister was the culprit. Nor would I have realized that the gate records have been rigged and that my sister was used. So you admit to the fact that Hibiki is an accomplice. No, my sister wasn't an accomplice. She was just literally used by the real culprit, the poor thing. This case was performed by a single person, a meticulous one at that.
So who is it?
Let me spell out the clues to you. Follow along with me, everyone. First, as just as Siobai said, they are left-handed, and they provided us with a false testimony so that my poor sis would get suspected. They had an alibi during the parade so that they could freely move around the monorail. I'm sure you've all realized who I'm talking about, right? Left-handed, false account, has an alibi during the parade. Person who fits all of the criteria is...
No! It's a Roha? No, it can't be. No, it can't be. No, wait. No, wait. It's a Roha? Wait, no, that doesn't make any sense. Wait, hold on. What? The person who fits all of the criteria is Aroha Niujue. It has to be you. Hooray for Kanade! She's easily tracked down the culprit for us. What? What the fuck? Wait, it is Aroha? Holy shit. No fucking way. What the fuck? What the fuck is going on? I thought it was Hibiki. Oh no. Holy shit. This trial is insane. What the fuck? Alright, we're gonna cut it into 2 parts because we're already at 1 hour and 20 minutes. So let's break it into 2 parts. I'll see you guys in the next part. Holy fucking shit.